Hey, how's the workshop these days? Uh-huh. Great. Say, have you noticed that a lot more tourists have been around lately? And yet, hardly any of them stopping to buy the stairs. Hard to believe, I know. What could I possibly do to remedy such a situation? I know. How about a big billboard right there on the train platform? That way, the second they step off the train... Yes, they'll see it straight away. They'll think, wow, by the stairs. Such a nondescript shop name means they don't care about being popular. They must have great stuff. Still have doubts? Well, this idea of mine has only been existent for 30 seconds or so. I still have some details to iron out. Given time, well, the sky's the limit, I suppose. You have a keen eye. What image would you put on the billboard? What's something that would really grab everyone's attention? Why, that's a brilliant idea! Why didn't I think of that? Nothing grabs attention in an ad like a friendly face. Say, we make a pretty good team, wouldn't you say? We could sell honey to bumble ants, I bet. Yes, our discussion has been rather enlightening, I must say. Tonight, I should have time to draw up a design for a billboard. Once it's done, can I trouble you to build it for me? Wonderful! I'll get the design to you as soon as possible. Make sure you remember to check your mailbox. Thanks again for your insightful advice.
And that's my story. I understand if you don't want to go riding with me no more, but I really was harboring good intentions.
Elsie, come on. You think I'd just forget all about our good times over one little mix-up? Riding Yakmol, greeting all the little critters? Whenever you drag me out of my shell, I always feel like I never want to go back. But I can't go out all the time. Doing lots of commissions is like my thing, you know? Honestly, nothing stresses me out more than getting behind in my work.
I didn't know it was like that. I'm real awful sorry.
Yeah, I mean, how could you know? Maybe just next time you're having a problem like this, can you try and find a solution that isn't an elaborate scheme?
Okay, I promise.
Friends?
Friends.
You're here. Today is your first day as assistant to the director. Your first job is of utmost importance. My previous experiment produced much detritus, and it is in need of disposal. Director. And good. Now, before you finish, please do not disturb me. There should be a feather duster somewhere if you need it. Shh, do not distract me from my work. Shh, do not distract me from my work. Very good. Now I will assign you your next turn. There are many relics in that cabinet. Organize them for analysis and write a preliminary report. Of course I do. You're my assistant, and we still have much work to be done. No, that is beyond your responsibilities as assistant. Now, let us begin. Now, let us continue. As a builder, I suppose you are not particularly familiar with report writing. I will give you a briefing. Take the relics from the shelf with care, observe, and research. The information gathered should be divided into appearance, form, and assigned research value. It is then written in the preliminary report in VGA format. Since it is your first day, I will not assign you too many. We're aiming to focus on quality rather than quantity. 50 reports should be adequate. I don't understand your logic. As a new assistant in the research field, shouldn't you want to be associated with as many relics as possible to get familiar with the research process?
Where's the builder? Ah! Oh, you're a hard one to find.
You're looking for my assistant. Is something the matter?
Huh? What? Director, we have an urgent situation here. Enough of the jokes already. You have to help us out at the temple. A pew broke.
Wait! The builder was hired by me through official means and according to regulation. If you leave now, you're leaving without permission, and I will take that as an official resignation. In addition, if the builder goes to help your church, then what? They repair some tables and chairs? How does that compare to important research? Do you not understand what is at stake here?
The church's work is also important. Besides, all work is important. Everything is the same under the light.
Ah, I understand. You wish to sabotage my research. Has you discussed with the old world no limits? You would interfere with the progress of science? Science?
You know I love your silly voices, Director, but now is not the time.
Assistant, please show our intruder the door. You wish to resign?
You heard the builder. They're resigning and you can't stop them.
Very well. This is your pay for your working hours. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Now, if you don't mind, I have work to do.
Wow, I didn't notice back there, but you look awful. The things you must have seen? I can't even imagine. Are you still okay to help repair the temple? Ah, I'm glad you're okay. Thank you for your help. See you later.
Finally, this is it. 68-degree latitude range. Ultra-fine axis controls. It's got to be accurate at least to 7 arc seconds. And do you hear that? Exactly. Silence. But if you place your ear just so, you can hear the motor drive purring like a diminutive kitten. This equatorial mount looks like it could counterbalance a pretty sizable telescope, which confirms my postulation that the old world metropolis that Sandrock sits upon must have dealt with space-related industries. There must have been some old world observatories under the sand. Now that we have a mount, it only stands to reason that there are also telescopes somewhere in the ruins too. Maybe even rocket engines and starship... No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyhow, I implore you, find a telescope and restore it for science. If you can manage this task, I'll even let you use it. Sometimes. When I'm not using it for research. Or non-research. Perhaps you can use it once a year on your birthday? How does that sound? We can hammer out the details later. If data from the Civil Corps surveys are reliable, I think there might be some telescope parts deep down the Gecko Station abandoned ruins. Not sure how they got into a transport hub. Maybe a few buildings got crunched together back when a calamity happened. Are the Civil Corps letting us use those nowadays? I'll have to check and get back to you. Await my further correspondence by... keeping an eye on your mailbox. Excellent work, Builder. Thank you. That will be all.
You must be here to pick up the completed version of Arvio's very modest and not at all narcissistic design for a billboard. My fee is 500 golds. Huh. When you put it like that, I find it hard to refuse. Did Arvio put you up to this? Or are you two really so much alike? Fine. In any case, I'm a sucker for a pretty face, and yours clears that bar by a fair margin. 250 for a friend. And if I'm being honest, also because I do so deplore denying the world my art. Thank you. And make sure you color inside the lines.
Looks like you figured it out. Here, take these as well. Planting in the desert is the best step we can take towards fixing the climate here in Sandrock. Plus, you get to eat stuff. Glad to have you aboard. Oh, you're probably going to need more seeds and stuff at some point. Just check out Burgess's store at the water tower. The church is always supposed to stay stocked up. Now, I better make like a tree and get out of here.
It's perfect! Look at the majesty! I can't bear to draw my eyes away. I look so friendly and welcoming. You're all set! Amazing! My design, your handiwork, and Pablo's finishing touches. It's absolutely perfect! People are going to start calling my shop by the stairs. You know, with all the attention I'll be getting. Like, everybody will be looking. Or staring? Ah, by the way, how much was Pablo's fee? Well done! I'd meant to remind you to haggle with him. I guess it slipped my mind. But it seems that's neither here nor there. $250, that's a great price! I'll pay you back right away.
The shop owner and the workshop owner. What are you two doing here? Not thinking of traveling somewhere, are you? With so much work to be done?
Pastor, hello! We were just admiring this fine billboard that our friend here made.
An advertisement? Let me see. Yes, very nice. But you are aware that there is an application process for new constructions, are you not? No one is above the law, RVO. In case you forgot, any construction on public property must first go through the Commerce Guild with an application fee, following which the request will be sent to City Hall, where Heidi and myself...
Right. Application. And the fee. About that.
You would do well not to interrupt me, boy. As I was saying, Heidi works with me, keeping track of zoning for new constructions. But as it turns out, to my knowledge, there is no zoning conflict here.
Woo! You know, old chap, the way you were talking, you made it sound like...
However...
Huh?
There is still the matter of the application fee that you so absent-mindedly circumvented. 500 goals. Otherwise, I'm afraid the city will have to take down this very modest creation of yours.
Yes, of course. I would never dream of trying to wriggle out of paying for such a valid and clearly very necessary service. Let me just speak with my partner privately for a moment. As you may recall, I'm still a bit short. Also, I don't have 500 goals on me. But don't worry, I have a plan. Let's convince Miguel to keep the sign up and just give me a few days to come up with the money. Nice! Alright.
What's there to discuss? This isn't exactly what I'd call a complicated issue.
Pasta, the thing is, for a little shop like mine, 500 goals is quite a hit. I don't even make that from a full day's work. Can we leave the sign up and I can pay the fee after a couple of days? I mean, it's not like I'm going anywhere. You can see my shop from your church, can't you? And I mean, who knows? Maybe some tourists will see the sign and decide to hop off the train. This sign could pay for itself in a matter of days.
I must admit, to see you young people so united, it does fill one with hope. Fine. I suppose these laws were originally written with the intention to improve commerce in Sandrock, not hinder it. You have 3 days. I will inform City Hall.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pastor. You're so forgiving, just like your religion tells you to be. I do so admire those who practice what they preach.
Yes, quite.
Ha! That went well, I'd say. Thank you for your support. Within a few days, I'll have that silly fee paid for. Oh, and I'll pay you back as well. Whew! Finally, I love it when a plan comes together. Some of what I said is true, by the way. I do think this billboard will pay for itself in no time flat. All right, I'm going to speak with Jensen about when there's the most traffic so I can prepare for the crowds. Thanks again.